Hello everyone and welcome back to the Atari Guy, and in this episode we're going to be talking about VCF Midwest 2025. This is the first year I displayed at VCF, so this is my luggage packed with everything I brought to the show. So this is the first year I displayed. This is VCF 20, so this is the 20th year of VCF, year 2025. The next photo is just a random one I took while we were driving on the way. There was a perfect little cubby in the car to fit my snack on the way there. And then this is video from the first day of the show. I was there early to set up and get everything done. I was there on the Friday and I started setting up. But here's the show on the first day, right when they opened. And then next here is the name tag they used to mark my table to say that's where I am. And then here's my table on the morning of Saturday, right before I turned everything on. And then this is the ID for this year, and as you can see I have the exhibitor tag on there. This next photo is of a diagnostics machine that a guy named Dave had. He was helping me to fix my Commodore because my Commodore wasn't working, and we were able to figure out what the problem was. His tool, he said it was like using a mallet or a hammer to kill a spider, but we were able to figure out the problem. We thought it was a problem with the PLA. It ended up being a problem with the CPU of the Commodore 64, and then the next day actually someone was able to help me get a CPU. They had a spare machine and they were able to take one out of the Commodore they had, and so now I have a working C64 and I was able to display it. So there was a great number of kind people there who were able to help me fix this my Commodore 64, so lots of kind people there at this show. And then this final photo is just before we closed up shop. This was my display there. And also the monitor was from the guy across. He was getting rid of the monitor and he gave it to me, so. And the monitor will be included a little bit later in the stuff from VCF. Okay, so it's after VCF, and so unlike last year where I had everything in the garage, I don't have everything in the garage. So instead, everything is kind of just going to get its time here on display, and if it's interesting enough, it will either get its own video or it'll be lumped into a future video. So I'm just going to show the stuff that can fit on the bench, and anything that can't fit on the bench is going to get a little bit of extra time at the end of this video. It'll work out, but I'm just going to show you each of the things, and on the editing, I will have the price down, and I will probably say the price too if I remember, from VCF. Again, a lot of the stuff, as usual, was from the free section, so each thing kind of has its own story, so we'll talk about it in this video. As you can see, the background's a little different. It's this white trifold board with CD and DVD, with a DVD and CD thing, and two old hard drives. So we're gonna look at them, and so let's get started. First things first, I apologize, I don't have my tripod, but the first thing is everything in this Jules bag, which there's actually a bag in the bag. Let's look at what's in this bag first. First is this $5 tablet PC. I got a couple of things from the people at this table at VCF, and so I just got this. I think it'll be interesting. It's just a little cheap Android tablet. Next is this $10 Apple TV. I've never had an Apple TV. This one doesn't come with a remote, but I'm sure you can buy a replacement remote, and I know you can use your phone and Apple Watch, assuming it's charged. I forgot my backpack, so I couldn't charge my Apple Watch, so it's just kind of dead weight right now. Can't even tell the time. So this will be something interesting I want to look at, and it had this thing on the bottom there, so I'm assuming that's original. Next is this rather interesting VGA switch. So here is the actual button to switch between two VGAs, and not only does it switch between the sources, it can also switch between keyboard and mouse. So this is interesting. It says $10, this is actually $1, so it's not a bad deal. And I think that's it. Wait, no, that's just the thing there. So yeah, that's it from, this was one seller there. Next is, well, this was from the same seller, a pink, or a different seller, yeah, pink iPod Nano. That's for my mom. She can put this in her car, listen to music. I don't know. I hope it's not a bulging battery. We'll just have to figure that out before, well, it explodes on me. Next are these 3 for $10. They were 1 for $5 or 3 for $10. iPhone 4s, 4 4Ss, don't know exactly which. 2 black, 1 white. First thing I saw the first night when I was just setting up, because I had a table this year, and so I was rather intrigued. $16 camera, tested, works in pretty good condition, so I thought, well, this will be just interesting to look at as a digital camera. If you recall, I bought a digital camera from VCF a couple years ago, and well, that didn't go well. Next are these 3 hard drives, 2 120 gig Kingston SSDs. I like to keep SSDs on hand so I can fix different computers. They'll go right here with the other mechanical drives. And last, but certainly not least, is this M.2 drive for my MacBook Air. I wanted a second drive so I could put like Linux or Windows or a different version of Mac OS. I apologize, I'm shaking so much, on that MacBook Air. And then last is an SD card for the camera. That'll go with the other stuff there. Next is another bag of flash drives, like I did a previous year for VCF, where they had the same thing. Fill a bag for $5. So I got a couple of drives that are all falling out of here. And I think that is it for this bag. Most of them are 2 GB, as you can see, but a couple of them are like 16, 32 gigs. But that's it for this. I'm gonna have to put them back, and so we'll move on now. Next are these $1 each digital photo frame from ViewSonic. My mom was looking for one of these, and I found one, and she really wants a photo frame that she can just have photos sliding through. So $1 for it, and yeah, that's about it. There's not much to say about this. But this is something I saw, and for $1 I wasn't going to say no, assuming it's not upside down. It's this Android TV box with this little phone-looking thing. This is actually a mouse, not a additional screen, so it's a mouse, a keyboard, and this thing that plugs into the TV. I don't know what year this is, but it says it runs on Android, so this will be just interesting to look at a TV box. Not very different from this Apple TV. I had, I just saw this, and when I knew it was $1, I'm like, hey, worth the risk, worth the making of a video, and it is already open, and I'll show you. It's this little Android box here, and the remote here, so I'm rather curious by this. Yeah. Next are these free, these were all in the free section, miscellaneous CD DVD drives. So this is an HP, I can't read, HP, well, I don't quite know, but it uses this interface. So an HP drive, it's a CD drive. I don't know if these work or whatnot, so they're just kind of spare parts. I know I have that broken compact machine that I think needs a new CD drive, so maybe one of these will work for it. This other HP DVD, yeah, DVD 2006, so you can tell by the year what it is. So this other one was a 2007, so presumably it's a CD DVD. Oh, the last one was CD and DVD too. This one is a DVD. This one is a Blu-ray disc, so this one is the one I'm really interested about. And presumably this is a SATA, and I can use it on my one HP. So this will be really interesting because I just want to see if I can get a Blu-ray disc working. If it doesn't work in I've got several laptops I want to test this one in, because it's a Blu-ray drive. I saw this one and I'm like, I really hope this one works. Like, this one is the most exciting out of all of them, because it's Blu-ray. Next is this CD DVD drive. Again, weird interfaces that I don't know what it's for. And then this one is oh, here it is. Presumably just a CD. I really can't tell. So, spare disk drives for whatever use they might have. I saw these in the free section, and I'm like, okay, well, I'll just look, but I decided just to grab them. So, free section stuff, as always, very interesting. That wasn't the last of the free section stuff, and neither is this. This Roku box. There is a Roku stick and remote in here, with no power supply or anything. So I'm just curious what this is. This is an older one. I've never used a Roku, so I'm rather curious as to what this could be, what could be on here, and most importantly, what I can upgrade it to, because it's pretty old looking. Cassette, for the only reason of having a cassette I can record to. I did not get a Commodore cassette drive thing, so that is a future thing, but this will be something I can hopefully record to. I can't quite tell what's on here. And on the other side, I'm presuming this is a data disc. And last is this car visor CD thing with 3 discs. I don't know what this first one is. Of course, it's not going to work. Algebra half. The Mass Explained. And then the last one is a similar Marriage in the Eucharist. So this was in the free section with these discs, so rather interesting car visor thing. I still have a CD drive in my car, and so does my mom, as well as her having an iPod. As I mentioned, I can use an iPod in my car, and in fact, my car will index my iPod for me right on the screen, and I can also use CarPlay, so it's rather a cool car that deserves a video of its own. This was in the free section as well. As you can see, this was something someone was trying to sell. Make an offer. I got it for free. It's an HP, no touchpad here, just this touch ball here, 2 buttons here. It says designed for XP, but in actuality, this thing has a Vista key on the bottom, and it is missing a RAM and the battery and the charger, of course, and presumably I don't know if it has a hard drive. So yet another project laptop. Like last year we had that Toshiba. So will I get more parts? I don't know. I have RAM, I have extra RAM, so that's not too much of a concern. That's why I'm like, okay, well, this won't be too bad of a fix machine. But it's this rather small netbook, obviously, because it's only got those buttons. Oh, hey, what do you know? DVD drive. Power, phone jack, USB on the other side. Computer port, VGA, USB, headphone, microphone, compact flash or some kind of card, and really old Thunderbolts. Not Thunderbolt, Firewire. That's what that is. Again, just an interesting, cheap, small machine for free. It's a project machine. That's kind of what it is. There's nothing interesting. No reason, really, for this one. Just have fun, experiment. I'm on the bottom of the stairs now. I've got some stuff up there that is a little bit larger, so I'm just going to be looking at them here at the stairs rather than moving them all the way down to the studio. But before that, 2 VCF stickers. I had one like this before, and then this is a new one they had this year. So just thought I'd share that. Next is this sealed, that's right, sealed, in-box $25 HP Chromebook. I'm gonna call it the mystery Chromebook because I don't know what year, I don't know what model, I don't know anything. So mystery sealed one that is rather curious and deserves a video of its own. That's why I didn't open it. I really want to do this on video so I can just do it straight from there. The surprise, the opening. So, future video. When? Probably the next video because I'm just really excited for this one. What is this? Well, this isn't deserving of any video, but I thought I'd show it here. This is a, oh, there is a switch on it. What do you know? A surge protector, or not a surge protector, a power strip that I got for the show. We drove to Target right before getting dinner because we needed to pick up a power plug in particular, so I could actually use the things I brought for the show, because I was, again, just playing this year, so I forgot to bring one, and they didn't have any extras, so this is what I use. So it's rather nice, and I don't know the price, but it's just one from Target that I use at the show, and it's got these two USB plugs, so this is kind of just a behind the scenes. It'll be used in videos, but it will never make its own video, so just thought I'd share it here because I thought, why not? Last free section find. First thing I found at the free section when I was just setting up on a Friday is this interesting Logitech radio. It is not one with a iPod. I just thought it was interesting. It's got the screen, the speaker, alarm, and everything, so curious. This is sticky for some reason. I'm not sure if there's something supposed to be on it, but yeah, I will clean it because it's rather disgusting, but it was free. Now the last thing, or not the last thing, but the first thing I actually purchased at the show was this Nubrick 64 because I thought my power supply was broken. It wasn't, but this is the Nubrick I bought from actually a guy who was right across from my table, and that'll be talked about in the next and upcoming 64 video, or I mentioned it earlier, probably talking about the 64 and how there was wonderful people there who were able to help me fix my 64 and the problems I was having, and that was one of the people was across the way. And I'll mention some other things about the Commodore in just a minute when I'm moving around and doing the other things. So Nubrick, obviously one of the best power supplies for the C64 nowadays, better than the about same price one I bought off of eBay. I'm on the side now. Next is this $25 ThinkPad, Lenovo ThinkPad. Came with, it's a Windows 8 one because there's an 8 sticker on the bottom, but it's running 10, and this thing kind of turned into a personal laptop because I needed one to finish some schoolwork I had to do and left my backpack at home. So this is a kind of personal laptop now. Rather interesting, rather cool. Lenovo ThinkPad, and I personally rather like this one. It's a good laptop. Well worth $25. They always have good stuff. I always get a laptop from those people generally at the show, and always good quality, never disappoints. Next are these two generously donated items. The first is a monitor. It's in a box. It's not a Dell monitor, but it is a monitor for the C64. Nice older gentleman gave this to me. He saw the little monitor, the little Sony monitor I had, and was like, would you like a bigger, better monitor? And so that's this monitor here. It's a sharp monitor, as you can tell by the remote there. So that'll get a future video. It was in the pictures of my table, but that was generously donated. Same table, I got the Nubrick, and the guy who was able to get me a new CPU for the Commodore. And then this is also something he made, which is a monitor stand. He saw I had the monitor on top of the disk drive and was like, would you like a stand that would work better? So that is this, and so that will be used in future videos with the Commodore and more. Alright, and so the next thing is this gray iMac, and this was one of the auction things that they were selling in the auction, but nobody bought it. Or they bought it, they auctioned for it, but then they didn't claim it. So I got it instead. They said, if you're still here at the end of the show at 2 o'clock, there's still a free iMac, so come, it's for the grabbing, and I got it. It was $150. That was the ending bid price, and so came with the keyboard. It did not come with the original mouse, so I'll have to find a puck mouse for it, but that was the last thing I got, and I carried this thing out to my car. And then this last one is just a free iMac that someone was putting in the free section, saw me and was like, hey, do you like experimenting with Macs? And I said, sure, and he said, here you go, take this one. I don't know what's up with it, but he passed it on, and so now I've got a fun Mac to experiment. I do have another Mac that I've mentioned before that I'm going to take apart one of these to kind of, figure out, hey, is one of these working? Does one of them have a good hard drive? And then the one that doesn't work, I'll take apart and try and fix. But just try and figure out and have fun. And then this last thing is something new they had this year, which was a mug, and it's a pretty nice mug. It was $40 for the mug, but it's got a VCF design on it, and it's kind of got the drip design on it. It's a nice ceramic mug. It's a very good quality mug. And then last is the ID from this year and the blink light that I got this year and made this year. And I made 2 projects. One of them was for my mom. She saw one that she liked, and I made it for her, and then this one that I made. So they had the soldering kits there again, which is always fun. Otherwise, that is it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed this one, and there will be more videos about these stuff from VCF coming up.